Hey, Bart Warburton here, and I'm going to teach you how to play Foggy Mountain Breakdown. I'll play it for you first just so you can hear what's going on. And I'll play a verse and then a little turnaround to take us to the second verse. And then at the end of the second verse, I'll play the little bit at the end that finishes the song. Because between each of the verses, there's a turnaround to take you back to the beginning of a new verse. But at the very end of the piece, it changes. There's a little bit that completes the song. So here we go. I'll just play a demo of it right now so you can get an idea of what it sounds like. Here we go. So that's the basic pattern. There are a lot of things in there. There's the right hand roll and then there's the left hand fingering. You've got to figure out which fingers to use for which notes. That makes a big difference. And the finger roll is the main thing. There are also some other parts to this section. This is according to my arrangement of it, which is of course slightly different from the original banjo and guitar version. So I'm going to show you a few of these pieces right now. First we'll start with the finger roll. The right hand if you're right-handed. So it's like this, starting with your middle finger, and you're doing a hammer-on. So you're only plucking once, but you're playing two notes because you're hammering on with your left hand. And the roll goes like this, middle finger, middle finger, thumb on the bass note, and the ring finger on the high note. So it's middle, thumb, ring. And then middle, index, thumb. Back to the index. Middle, index, thumb, middle. So a couple of sections. And the chord I'm playing, by the way, is a C chord. I'm playing the C chord with my pinky on that note and my ring finger on the note above it, both on the 3rd fret on the E and the A strings. So it's that and that next to it. That gives you a fuller C chord. And then the hammer-on is the middle finger of my left hand on the 2nd fret, hammering with the ring finger to the 3rd. So it's this. And I'm hitting it with my middle finger of my right hand. So, like that. Hammer, thumb, ring. Hammer, thumb, ring. Hammer, hammer, thumb, ring. And then hammer, thumb, ring. Middle, index, thumb, index, middle, index, thumb, index. So practice those in separate sections. Just practice this. Just that. And then put them together after you've gotten it down. And all of the chords in the song basically follow that right hand pattern. So you got to practice that a lot and get that down tight, because the rest of the song you're basically moving your left hand around, but the right hand stays that way mostly for the whole song. So that's the key, is the right hand finger roll. But practice it much more slowly, like this. Or even slower, like this. don't speed up until you've got it, because if you make mistakes and practice them, you're practicing the mistakes, and you'll be really good at making mistakes, but you won't be really good at playing the song correctly. Okay, so that's the basic C, and then the chord changes to A minor, and of course you can get the tabs and chords at bart.net. That's an A minor, and I'm playing it with my index finger sliding from the first fret to the second fret of the G string. And when you do that, it takes the place of the final note in the C pattern. That last note, that index note, that is replaced when you get to the A minor section by that note instead. I'll show you. And then you go to the A minor. Da, 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 da. Look at my right hand fingering. I'm using my ring finger. And that's the part you got to practice the most, is the ring finger roll. That's tricky. So now I'll play the C to the A minor. Okay, then there's a little riff here, which is, and it matters which finger you use. It makes all the difference. The right hand fingering is this. Starting with the index finger plucking up, and it's another hammer on. And I need to use my index finger because the next finger is going to be the middle finger, and it needs to be ready. It needs to be in position, so it'll be like this. That way you can hold the other note, it'll ring while you're hitting the next note. That gives it more of that resonance, that'll give it that banjo feel. So these notes are actually sounding at the same time if you do it correctly. And the bass notes are played with the thumb. That way the other fingers are still available for the rest of the stuff. Now I'll play all of that slowly. And if you look at the tabs and follow the chords, those are the patterns. Sometimes it's an A minor, sometimes it's a C, but whatever the chord is, that's the pattern. So you don't need to learn any more new stuff for the C and the A minor section. It's just change when it's time. One more time, I'll play all of that stuff. I didn't do that last bit, the G. I didn't show you the part in G that goes like this. So there's a hammer on in there, and that's this note. So it's second fret to third fret, hammering on with your middle finger, like that. Hammer on with the middle finger to the thumb. Thumb, ring. It's another part of the roll. Hammer on, thumb, ring, middle, index, thumb, index, in order. And again, practice it super slowly like this. or more slowly if you need to, as slowly as you need to play it cleanly. And once you can play it cleanly repeatedly, then you're ready to speed up a little bit, but don't go fast until you've gotten it perfect. And then there's a riff that's a turnaround riff to go from the first verse to the second verse. In between each of the two verses, there's this riff. And that's another hammer-on. First I'm hitting the C string open, and then second to third hammer-on. All those notes are with my index finger. And then, I'm holding that note on so I get both again, so I get both of those sounding together. Index, then ring on the E string open. Then I hit the C string open with my pointer finger. So I don't let go of that ring finger note here until it's time. Practice just this. And then the last couple of notes are, that's an A minor, second fret here, with your thumb. It's another hammer on, or actually a pull off. And then the final note is that C string open. So that riff goes like this. And then back to the beginning. And that beginning, those first couple of notes that happen at the beginning of each verse are this. And that's a C with my pinky, and I'm plucking it with my ring and middle fingers because I'm going to need the other fingers to be available for the next bit. So there's that, and then I add E string first fret, second fret. That's it. So practice that. And then you do the original hammer-on to begin the song. So just that bit. The only thing I haven't shown you so far is the ending bit. And by the way, you may notice that here and there I'll play a note differently. I won't always play it exactly the same way, note for note each time. Sometimes I'll hit a higher octave or an open note. It doesn't matter. What matters is that you keep the spirit of the music. And this piece is lively and has a lot of open strings in it. So if you change a note here and there, who cares? Just do it. And the ending riff is this. Goes in from the G. Here's how it comes in. So I'm starting it with my index finger on the third fret of the C string, this note. And the second note is the E string open with my middle finger, so it's this. And the third and fourth notes are this. So I go to the second fret of the C string with my index finger, left hand, and plucking it with my index finger. So practice that. And the last couple of notes are this. A minor, second fret there on the G string with my thumb. And then a G string open with my thumb. I'll play it a bunch of times. And that's a C chord with a B but I'm not playing the high string. I'm just holding these three. But the chords are B to C. You could do that, but I like it better without the high note. I just like these three, which I'm holding with these three fingers right here. 1, 2, 3. I'm not using the ring or pinky for that. I'm just going. So now I'll play the whole thing and see if you can play along. Slower. So there you go. There's a lot of work involved in learning this piece of music, so good luck. And there is more, but I'm not going to do that here because what I've shown you so far that's a lot of work. That's enough for you to work on for quite a long time. There is more to the song, and I'm not going to do that here because what you've already got to work on is so complicated that I don't want to overload you. That would be just too much. But there is more, and at some point I'll do the rest of the piece if people request it. I'm talking about the part that goes like this. That. But of course I'll show you more slowly. And then there's a part up here. And there's another part. But all of that is in the tabs, so you can download it and practice it on your own. That right hand stuff is going to take you quite a while to practice. So good luck, get it done, and let me know how it goes. And this is me signing off. Love ya!